Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Wild West Adventures of Parson Sam Blane, an original story in a continuing series by Steve LaRose. The Wild West Adventures of Parson Sam Blane. This is episode Faith, Part 1. Chapter 1. Parson Blane was lean and tall. By any standard he was a handsome man, but he paid little attention to his physical features. His thick black hair was naturally wavy, and his skin was smooth and deeply tanned. He spent many hours under the sun, riding the trails of the West, traveling from one town to the next on a somewhat regular circuit. At each town he would deliver a Sunday sermon. Then he normally spent another day or two meeting with church elders and counseling members of the congregation. Then, after a day's rest, he would purchase supplies, saddle up, and ride to the next town. Parson Blane was a man not yet 30 years old, who was wise beyond his years. The general lawlessness of the West had taught him to be cautious, alert, and as rugged as the untamed land he traveled. He was keenly aware that to spread the gospel, he first had to survive, and the dangers were real. During his 3 years as an itinerant preacher, he had battled wild animals, hostile Indians, and men who had no respect for the law. On the trail, and even in some towns, he wore a 6-gun on his hip, and he knew how to use it. It was about noon when Blane entered the general store. "You heading out today?" the storekeeper asked. "Yes, Zeke, I am," Blane said. "By the way, when am I going to see you in church?" "Oh, you know me, Parson. I'm not a church-going man. Never had much use for the Lord. And I figure he's got no use for me." Blane remained silent for a moment. Then he said, "I think I'll take another sack of beans. Almost ran out the last time I headed up to Abilene." Zeke reached under the counter and brought up a bag of beans. "Here, preacher, I want you to try these. It's a special brand, and I think you're going to like 'em." "I think you're wrong about that," Blane said, taking hold of the sack. "You're not going to like 'em?" "I'm talking about the Lord having no use for you, Zeke." Blane smiled. "Oh, that." "In fact," Blane continued, "since you're offering these special beans, let me offer you something special." Blane reached into one of his saddlebags on the counter and pulled out a Bible. "Here, I want you to have this." Seeing it, Zeke said, "No, I don't think so, Parson." "Zeke, all you need is faith." "With all due respect, Parson, I don't believe in anything I can't see." "So you don't believe in gravity?" "Well, yes, of course I believe in gravity. I'm standing on the floor, ain't I?" You don't see gravity, do you? Well, no, but that's different. How is it different? Well, I don't know. It just is. Well, since you have faith that something you can't see is going to keep you on the floor, why can't you have faith that something you can't see is going to save your soul? Zeke chuckled. Parson, if you don't beat all, you think word games can get me to believe in your Jesus Christ? No, Blane said, but reading this Bible can. He reached out his hand, holding the Bible for Zeke to take. Zeke pushed back Blane's hand, still holding the Bible. All right, Zeke, can I ask you a question about these beans? Zeke perked up. Yeah, they're a special brand. Came in just yesterday. Oh, so you haven't tried them yourself? Not yet. Then how do you know these beans are special? The supplier sent a flyer in the carton. The flyer told all about how the beans are grown. So you know the beans are special because the flyer said so? That's right. I also know the supplier. He always delivers quality product. Okay, now let me show you something. Blane opened the Bible to the book of Romans, chapter 5 and verse 8. He tilted the open Bible so Zeke could see the page. Placing his finger on the verse, Blane read aloud, But God commendeth his love toward us, in that while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us. Zeke looked up from the Bible questioningly. Zeke, you ever had anyone other than Christ love you so much that he died for you? No, Zeke said solemnly. Me neither, Blane said. Here, you take this Bible. It has the power to give you the faith you need to be saved from the penalty of sin. Blane held out the Bible again. Zeke hesitated. I know the supplier, Blane said. He always delivers quality product. Zeke eyed the Bible, but he did not take it. Blane asked, What do you have to lose? If it doesn't work, then you're right back where you are now. If it does work, then you gain the faith that saves your soul and puts God's love in your heart. After a long moment, Zeke said, Okay, preacher, I'll take the Bible and I'll read it, but I'm still charging you for the beans.